What's up guys, Season 2 of Diablo 4 was announced a couple of days ago, so I've put together this quick video to go through what we know about it so far and also give my take on what's coming. So Season 2 is a vampire themed season called the Season of Blood, and it's scheduled for release on the 17th of October. We don't have a ton of details yet, but here's what we do know. Season 2 will introduce 5 endgame bosses that will allow for better target farming of unique and uber unique items. This is a W across the board because it adds endgame content in the form of boss farming, which is made even better by the addition of target farming. We don't know exactly what better target farming means right now, but I would imagine it will be something along the lines of adding a static loot table to each boss a la World of Warcraft. This usually means that a boss will drop a set number of items, for example 10, and each item will have a different chance to drop each time you kill the boss. So this is actually a huge W because it gives people who are at endgame a reason to continue playing, and this acquisition of gear from boss killing is pretty much the same endgame treadmill that all of these kinds of games use, so it's a bit baffling that it took Blizzard this long to add it to the game, especially given their history with World of Warcraft, but this is still a positive change to the game. They've also abandoned their convictions for making us re-farm Renown completely in Season 2. Instead, all rewards will carry over, including potions, skill points, obol cap upgrades, and paragon points. There are some questions about how this is worded though. It says that rewards will carry over when completed on any prior character, and I'm not entirely sure if this means prior Season 2 character or if it means just any character on your account, but I'm assuming the former. Additionally, elemental resistances are getting updated. That's all they've said about it, but I assume this means that they'll actually just be fixing them to be functional since they still don't work, and by the time this releases it will have been 4 months since the release without working elemental resistances. They've also promised big updates to vulnerable, overpower, and critical strike damage, and while this is a bit vague at the moment, my takeaway is that they're trying to balance the game so that every single class and build doesn't just require you to stack vulnerable damage, which will allow players to experiment a bit more with the types of stats they want to go for. The last thing they announce is that gems will no longer take up inventory space and that the stash tab can be searched and filtered. These are things that seem small, but when you play the game a lot, particularly stash searching and filtering will be a huge upgrade to the quality of life for all the players. So this is a big W as well. So all in all, this is a positive seasonal patch, and it looks like Diablo 4 Season 2 will be a better game than it was at launch and in Season 1, which is pretty much a universal W. However, it is worth noting that of the 4 main announcements, only one of them is actually new content. The addition of 5 bosses is great, but the fact that it says 5 new and returning bosses makes me think that we will more than likely be getting 1 new boss and 4 reskins. As far as the elemental resistances, gem and stash tab upgrades, and changes to Renown, these are just basic fixes to the game, especially the status effects. And if Blizzard are advertising these basic fixes to their game as features of Season 2, that doesn't give me hope that there's going to be a lot of substantial content coming our way, and it's just kind of sad to see them calling basic game fixes seasonal updates. Personally, I think if Diablo 4 is going to win back any of the players that left due to a lack of content for Season 1 and the base game, they're going to need to do something way bigger than this, and this just ain't it. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Let me know in the comments if you're still playing Diablo 4 and what you think of the Season of Blood update. Huge shout out to the people on screen for supporting the channel monetarily. I really appreciate you guys. You guys help make this possible, so thank you very much. If you enjoyed the content, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. I also stream on Twitch pretty regularly, so if you want to check that out, there's a link to that in the description. Thank you all, and I'll see you on the next one.